Welcome to Addressing the Corridor, the podcast with the monthly dose of real estate insight tailored to life here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and the surrounding communities, one address at a time. I'm Lisa Coots Schooley, your host and licensed realtor. On today's episode, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Delia Dreifurst. This episode explores how brokerages operate, how agents are trained, how technology is changing the industry, and what buyers and sellers should understand when navigating today's real estate market. With that said, here's my podcast with Delia. Delia Dreifurst is a broker and real estate leader with Keller Williams who coaches and mentors agents while also serving buyers and sellers across the Iowa and Illinois markets. Her experience in both production and brokerage leadership provides unique insight into how the real estate industry truly operates behind the scenes. Welcome.
Thank you. You know what? Everyone should enter a room with a bio being read.
I agree.
Overhead.
And music.
Absolutely.
What would your song be?
I don't know, but I feel like it would be Tupac something.
Love it.
You know?
Love it. Mine is Tall, Cool Woman in a Black Dress.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that at
Yes.
the class. Okay, that's how I met you.
Yeah.
I took a class from you. I drove down to the Quad Cities,
You did.
and we instantly connected.
Yes, and it was fantastic. I mean, I think I was fantastic. I hope you thought I was fantastic.
I gave you 5 stars.
You did. No,
You knew?
I had fun. That's like my favorite space to be in. So.
Yeah, and you're very good at it.
Thank you.
So I have an attention span of a gnat. So if
Oh.
you can engage me in a class, we're all over that.
Yeah.
I slept through high school, so
I thought you were going to say I slept through the class. I was like, damn, all right. Well, here we go. Let's kick this off like
you're
that.
great. Welcome.
I was like, oh, where's she going with this?
No. It was a wonderful class. In fact,
you.
I came down for another one.
You did.
I did.
You did. And I came up here for a class, but it was for more newer agents recently.
Okay.
But we've
Didn't
got
know
some
about
good
it.
stuff in the hopper.
Oh,
you might
I
like.
love it. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye out.
Perfect.
All right. Should we get this started?
We should. I'm excited. I can't wait.
I am too. And I think it's valuable that you're a broker. I want to hear, background information. A lot of my listeners, they're the general public. We want to tell them what's behind the scenes with real estate, with realtors, with, you are boots on the ground training us. And so you have a different perspective.
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start on the first question. And
Okay.
what originally brought you into real estate? And did you always see yourself becoming a broker or leader in this industry?
Well, what brought me to real estate was epic failure. I used to raise money for United Way, and it was one of the best things I could ever do in my life. I believe that nonprofit work and executive leadership is some of the best professional training you could ever get in your life, and it's priceless. So I decided about 12 years ago, I was going to leave that job only for the perfect thing. And so I decided to invest in a company, a franchise that I had no business investing in. It was in the beauty industry, didn't know anything about beauty.
Ooh, that'd be fun, though.
I thought I was buying a business in a box, and it was just a hot mess. And so I made the really difficult decision to close the business after about 3 years because I was broke. Girl, broke.
Okay.
And
All right.
I was actually creating my own systems to generate revenue outside of the business model.
Got it.
That worked,
Yeah.
but it wasn't what I paid for.
Exactly.
So I actually closed that business, and I was sort of lost my identity, lost my mojo, everything about who I was and everything I had accomplished up to that point. And a friend of mine said, "You're super influential. You should get into real estate." And I was like, that is not a real job.
Excuse me?
People don't people don't make money at real estate. And I can't go without a paycheck. I've never had the courage to jump into an industry where everything you do literally pays you.
Yeah.
So I hemmed and hawed and cried and decided I did not want to work for anyone else. I was living this freedom of entrepreneur life, by the way.
Yeah.
You ain't telling me where I'm going and when I got to be there.
Exactly. And punching in.
Yeah. Not for me. So I borrowed money to take the online classes. I fell asleep every time I tried to do it.
I couldn't do it online. No
I
way.
quit at least 3 times. And then I finally said, you know what? I borrowed money to do this. I have to see it through.
Yeah.
So I did what I always do, and I got super focused, and I set a schedule, and I finished, and I went to take the test, and I cried all the way to Cedar Rapids to take the test, and I passed, and I cried all the way home because truly I had everything writing on that. And I needed real estate to be the thing that allowed me to reinvent myself. And little did I know, 8 years later, it was an opportunity that literally changed my life.
Yeah.
Did I know I was going to ever be a broker or a brokerage leader? Of course I knew that.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Right.
I just didn't think it would come as quickly as it did.
Okay. Well, they were desperate.
And as they should have been.
I'm kidding.
As they should have been.
No,
I honestly...
You knew the direction you were going, and you took it to the...
Professionally, what I usually do when I get a new position is I go in and I sort of survey the land. And I decide what's going on, who's doing what are the skills. Then I look for the gaps. And then I insert myself in the gaps.
Yeah, very good.
And so I knew that it would be on my journey. I just thought it would be in a couple of years, and it ended up being in a couple of months.
Interesting.
And the rest is literally history.
You know, though, you had to have somebody at your brokerage that saw that in you.
Yeah.
And could move you forward, too. Like, they paid attention to what you were doing.
Absolutely. You know, it's a real true skill to see talent in people.
It is.
Even beneath all their mess. And when I tell you I cry very easily, I cry when I'm angry, and then I cry because I'm crying. And then, and when I get angry, I get like so angry that I will just spew the worst things. And so I keep it all in, and which turns into tears.
Yeah.
And so I was going through this change in my life where I had no money.
Yeah.
My husband was carrying us financially. My kids were in travel sports. We wanted to keep the appearance up, and I didn't want them to feel it.
Yeah.
But it was really difficult. I lost a lot of money. I almost lost my marriage. It was just a really tough time. And so I had to reinvent myself in an industry that I didn't know anything about. And I had to work with a bunch of independent contractors. Hello.
Yeah.
That's like herding cats.
Yes. So true.
And they all have all these personalities.
Right.
That, by the way, real estate agents are a band of misfits.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so good at what we do.
Yes, because the public has many personalities.
That's
too.
right.
Yeah.
So I got in. I found the gap. I was in coaching. I was in productivity coaching at my brokerage. And my coach said, hey, we have this position open. I think you'd be good at it based on your background. She knew my background because we do a hiring process called the KPA, which is a deep dive into your history and your behavior and your communication style. And she said, I think you'd be good for this. And I was like, does it have a paycheck?
Cha-ching.
And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I will be there tomorrow.
Sign me up.
I'll be at every interview set and ready.
Yeah.
And so I actually I wasn't offered the job, by the way.
Okay.
And then someone else took the job. And then a few days later, they decided not to take the job. And so I got the job.
Interesting.
And I didn't even care what I had to do. I just knew what I was getting paid, and I knew I needed to get paid.
Yeah.
So I took the job because I needed the money. And I also knew I could do it, but I didn't know how well I could do it. And I had to like really turn it on, and I had to really dive in. And
Did you have a little imposter syndrome?
I still have it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's strong.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially walking into a brokerage with these high performers, and I've not sold a day of real estate. I mean, by the way, by the time I became the team leader, I had 2 deals under my belt.
Good.
Because I was in coaching, I got into production in 35 days.
Yeah.
So, and I don't say that to say I'm so amazing. I just stopped fighting the system, and I did what I was supposed to do.
Well, I think we're
and
led.
it worked.
You're led. You listened to your inner instincts, and you trusted yourself.
And I let the people around me help me.
Yeah. Yes. That's huge.
Yeah.
And you learned.
Yeah.
You were a teachable.
Yes.
And somebody saw that in you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I decided when I became the team leader that I was going to go all in and I was going to learn everything I could. And then eventually, when I really started to understand real estate transactions, I was like, I want to be a broker because I want to know it all.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll never know it all in real estate, but I wanted to
Right.
act like I knew it all with the license.
Exactly.
Right? I want
Exactly.
to have the license to say I knew it all.
Yeah.
But we don't ever know it all. So yeah, I decided probably within 6 months I would end up getting a broker's license, which you have to be licensed for 2 years
2
for.
years, yep.
So I just worked in my way through experience to be able to appreciate and understand the brokerage training and the broker training.
Yeah. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
And you're obviously good at what you do.
I try really hard to do my best every day.
Well, I haven't heard anybody talk bad about you.
They probably do, but then I like tie them up in a closet and they don't get to talk to anyone.
No. Everybody in that class, well, both classes I took,
Yeah.
you could tell they just really enjoyed learning from you.
Thank
and
you.
They trust what you say. And I think that's huge.
Yeah. I learned early on in my public speaking world that you don't have to know everything. You just have to talk about things that you care about and do it in a way that's authentic to you. Mm-hmm. And of course, there are always public speaking tricks, right?
Sure.
Helping people understand what you're saying and having a cadence of speaking and looking at them in the eye, all those things, right?
Right.
But ultimately, I love teaching because I get to help people have a better understanding about something. Mm-hmm. And then using practical experience, marrying that with the material.
Yeah.
It's just a win-win.
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, you've worked as a producing agent and now as a team leader. How did that transition happen? You pretty much touched on that.
Yeah.
Most consumers think real estate is simply agents buying and selling homes. From a broker's perspective, what is actually happening behind the scenes that people never see?
Well, the transaction begins when you sign a purchase agreement, right?
Right.
The public knows that they want to buy or sell their largest asset. Mm-hmm. Sellers want to make the most amount of money.
Yep.
Buyers want to get the best deal. They're already at odds, right? Mm-hmm. Agents often are looked at as people who are just chasing commission.
Right.
So when you're overcoming that stigma, it's really important for you to be able to prove the value that you provide to either party, whoever you're representing. At the end of the day, you don't have to know everything. You just need to know enough that you know how to take care of people and address their concerns. We have to solve their problems. The public comes to the transaction with a problem. I either have to sell or I need to buy. We have a lot of solutions for that.
Right.
How we get there is going to be based on our relationship. It's going to be based on the market, what's available in inventory, what can you afford, or what do you want to get to move to the next step in terms of selling your property. So we all don't have the same end goal.
Right.
In the transaction. As agents, yes, this is how we make money. This is how we feed our families. This is our business. Jinx.
You owe me a Coke.
Yeah, right? But not a Diet Coke. 'Cause this is a business.
Right.
Where I see the disconnect is that consumers don't understand that we are running a business. Right. And not all agents understand that they're running a business.
Correct. Yeah.
And so the commission is the business revenue. Mm-hmm. The listing or the buyer is the service.
Yes.
The brokerage is the platform.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And once we start really looking at this as what it is, we have a service that solves your real estate problem.
So if you were hiring one of us, what would you look for?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, the deals are done between the agents, right? Mm-hmm. So I would look for someone that, number one, is easy to get along with.
Yeah.
I want someone who listens to me.
That is gold.
Right?
That you can listen and know what your client wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want my agent to ask me a lot of questions.
Yes.
Because we take for granted our own knowledge.
Right.
I have a lot of conversations in my head. I'm married. I know my husband has a lot of conversations in his head. And then he blurts something out. And I'm supposed to know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Clients are the same way.
True story. Yeah.
Right? They come in for a buyer consultation and tell you they want a 3-2 with a yard and a 2-car garage. But they send you listings of a $500,000 property with 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, a pool, and you're like, what's changed? Something may have changed.
Exactly.
But they're not telling you because they think you already know. Or you didn't ask the right questions.
Yeah.
So I would look for somebody who understands how to ask questions and how to listen to me. Mm-hmm. I don't care about volume because I have worked with agents who sell a lot of real estate who wouldn't be my first choice.
Agree.
And I mean that in that sometimes people don't slow down, right? Mm-hmm. So volume isn't the answer.
Right.
I want somebody who truly understands the process and the transaction.
Yes.
I was once working with a client who was moving to the Quad Cities, high net worth earner, buying a very expensive property. And he was talking about all of the different ways that he could finance or fund the property, but he hadn't sold the property from where he was coming.
Okay.
And through the conversation, I was able to help provide solutions around pulling from retirement because I understood how those vehicles worked. I didn't give financial advice. I just knew enough to make the connection. Mm-hmm. I also understood of his age and what the tax benefits would be. And I also knew loosely that when he had the proceeds from his other property, he could pay that money back. And it was like it would never happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then when you compare that to a jumbo loan and what's that mean and all of those pieces, I want someone who understands all of that because I am a seller or a buyer. I'm coming with limited knowledge. I just know what I need.
Yes. You just want to get from point A to point B and you really don't care about the innards.
I don't care about the rest because I don't know. I just know what I want to net or what I want to spend. So those qualities are really important. And I also want to know that they understand how to market my property.
Yes.
We have to be able to get as many eyes on this place as possible. And I want them to be real with me about what I should sell it for and what I'm going to buy it for.
Yeah.
I don't want someone to tell me everything I want to hear.
No, not at all.
So those are the qualities that I'm looking for or that sellers or buyers should be looking for. Because by the way, all of the experience lessons, they can go get the answers from their broker if they get stuck in a jam.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right?
And if I don't know something, I pick up the phone. I don't have a problem with that at all. Admitting I don't know. I mean, and I think that's so important because every single transaction is different.
I have not had one that was the same. I've not had two that were the same.
Me neither. And it's, it's so challenging. And that's probably why you and I love this because, I love a good challenge.
I love a good puzzle.
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
But, I think you hit it right there too, is make sure you get along with them. Make sure your energy is good. Make sure that they answer their phone.
My God. Let's take a moment and a moment of silence for all of the people who don't answer their phones. Do you know how many calls I get a day about health insurance, car warranties, car plans, and the loan I didn't apply for? And I answer all of them.
Yes.
Think about that. I've been on the other end of a phone call where the agent has said, you are the 4th person I've called. And it's an agent calling for a referral.
I know.
And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Now, I did just get a call a little bit ago and I didn't answer because I was with you.
Well, honey,
but I'm going to call him back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've gotten personally business from answering my phone.
Yeah.
I know agents in my office. Like when people come in and say, what does it take to be an agent? I'm like, you treat people right. You answer your phone. You do the daily activities. Repeat.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yes.
Those are the 4 habits.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they would just understand that.
I know. My God.
Why do some agents build long, successful careers while others leave the business within a few years? And I think right there, the 4 things.
The 4.
Yeah.
You know what? Gary Keller says success is boring. And I believe that. And I understand why we get out of the business. It's because we don't want to keep doing the same thing every day because we are entrepreneurs and we're super creative and we want to be free to do whatever we want. That also lends itself to not doing what it takes to build your business.
Yeah.
Every single agent that I've spoken to in the last 8 years, the top 3 reasons, one of them includes freedom and flexibility.
Yep.
That is why people don't make it. They just don't.
Because there's no routine.
There's no routine.
Yeah.
You have to earn the right for freedom and flexibility.
Right.
I tell people getting your real estate license, first of all, the day you get your license, you just opened a real estate company. Mm-hmm. When you open the real estate company, it's no different than opening a McDonald's.
Exactly.
And you buy a McDonald's because it's a burger shop in a box. But by the way, we all know McDonald's is actually in the real estate business, right? They don't.
It doesn't surprise me.
They sell hamburgers and ice cream cones every once in a while when the machine works. But mostly, McDonald's is a real estate company. I digress. When you open a McDonald's, you have a high investment. Mm-hmm. You go to McDonald's University. You invest all your time and energy. And you buy that McDonald's because you trust the brand. You like the product. You know that you're going to get a business that works. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Otherwise, you can just go open any hamburger shop.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is to have the most successful McDonald's, there are days when you've got to learn how to make the fries. Mm-hmm. And there are days where you're going to work on making sure that people push the door.
Yes.
There are days when you do it all. Mm-hmm. And you have to be willing to do that every single day so that people keep coming to your store in real estate, so that people keep calling you or referring you.
Yeah. 100%.
All day.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, right. It's simple, not easy. Is that what they say?
Well, it is. And, it's with every business, though. And so you kind of see that unless you have a good teacher, a mentor.
I try.
That can explain that to you. I mean, I've owned a business since I was 25. I knew what it took. I grew up in the business world. But for people that don't understand, I think it's an uphill battle. Like, I just think... I saw my dad getting up at the butt crack of dawn every morning, and my mom, she had a hair salon and she would, she wasn't feeling good. She'd still sit there and do the ladies' hairs. And, it's, those were instilled in me.
Yeah.
And, I realize that everybody comes from different backgrounds and everybody approaches things differently. Yeah. So, I think... if you have your 4 basics, you're going to make it. And the grit and, be grateful for your mentors. Be grateful for the people you can go to.
Yeah. It's about doing the things that you like, right? I think the biggest mistake that I made in real estate at first was I kept watching all these people do really great things. Mm-hmm. And so I kept trying to copy them. And it didn't work. No. And then the second thing that was wrong with my plan, which was a terrible plan, was I'm going to keep going to education and I'm going to keep watching what people are doing. And then every couple of months I would change what I was doing. And so ultimately the story that I told myself was nothing works. Well, real estate is not an instant gratification business.
No.
It's a long-term play.
Yes.
What I've grown to know now is that there are models I need to follow, backed by systems, leveraging technology, to do the things I like to do in order to get the business.
Yes.
So when you see those really successful agents, they figured that out. And then they just dug in and went deep on that activity. So you have people who kill it at social media.
Right.
And you're like, I don't even want to make a video.
Right.
So then you hang everything on this social media plan that you never will do because you don't want to.
Yeah.
You're afraid for 100 reasons, and they're all valid.
Yeah.
But it's not your thing.
No. It's got to be authentic to you.
It's got to be authentic to you, and then you just do it all the time.
Like, I'm not going to turn on and dance. And no.
Lord Jesus?
No, honey.
I am literally the only Black person in the world who should not dance.
I hear a dance off when we're done.
Oh my God. I might fake a heart attack. I am not even I will hit this floor so fast. I will commit too. I'm talking, you got to call the ambulance. I want a defibrillator.
We're in trouble.
I'm going all in. I'm going all in.
I love it. You see the business from leadership level. How has the real estate industry changed over the last 5 to 10 years?
Oh, Lord. Wow. So much. By the way, kudos to all the agents who have been doing this
100%.
through significant changes from 20 years ago, 25 years ago,
High
40
interest
years
rates,
ago.
9/11.
No technology.
Right.
What?
They had to go get the keys from the office.
No.
Yeah.
I helped somebody with a commercial deal not too long ago, and I had to go to the office to get the key, and I was so put out. I was so annoyed.
Could you meet me there?
And I was like, people did this on a regular basis. Stop it.
All day long.
No, yeah. I literally would have just hung it up.
I know.
I wouldn't have done it. So, kudos to all those people.
Knew.
I know.
That's all they knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't realize how easy something can be.
Yeah.
So, and they weren't showing 15 houses a day. Like, you didn't want to, as a buyer, you didn't want to look at 15 houses in one day.
Well, also, information didn't travel as quickly then as it does now.
Exactly. Right.
So because of technology, because of the internet, because of cell phones and texting and all of the things, and by the way we sell properties on the MLS changes and has changed.
Yeah.
So the speed with which you find out about a property significantly has changed from 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So how's it changed over the last 5 to 10 years? I can only speak to the last about 8 to 9 years. And I will tell you that the shift, even just from no buyer agreement to a buyer agreement, was monumental. Mm-hmm. It didn't only shift and change the law and how we practice, it had to change behavior.
Right.
And that's really hard to do. And it wasn't just our behavior in the agent's world. It's the behavior of the consumer.
Right.
Who only plugs into real estate when they need to do a transaction.
Yep.
So now you're speaking to a potential buyer who they bought a house 20 years ago, and they're going, this didn't happen when I did it last time. You must be lying.
Right.
So now I'm going to call 7 agents and get irritated.
Yeah.
Because all 7 are giving the same response. And now it's harder. As a consumer, it's a barrier to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
explain.
So as a consumer, if I only view realtors as someone who can open a door, and you won't open a door for me until I sign my life away with you, which, by the way, that's not what they're for, but that's what they assume.
Yeah.
Now, this piece of paper and your rules, you, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor, are making it more difficult for me. And I just want to buy a house. Mm-hmm. Well, why can't I just call the listing agent? You absolutely can.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. And there are pros and cons to that as well.
Yeah. Do you want the listing agent representing you when they're already representing the listers?
That's right.
The sellers.
The seller.
The listers.
Listen, it's end of the day.
It is.
So that in itself was a very big change. Also, where I live in the Quad Cities, mm-hmm. so we work with 2 states.
Yes.
And so that shifts everything because not every state is doing everything the exact same way.
Does Illinois have the BA?
We do,
okay.
But we started later than Iowa.
Got it. Okay.
So, but as a brokerage, we decided to do everything at the same time. which
Good
is
idea.
is our right to do that.
Yeah.
Also, the amount of information and misinformation about the real estate industry in the last 3 to 5 years, I think has probably quadrupled. And so that in itself is a shift.
What do you think has caused that?
Social media.
Yes,
And
100%.
my God, there are so many people who are experts
Yes.
who haven't sold a house in their lives.
Exactly. Yeah.
The look on my face, I'm like, the things I want to say. Not everyone has a clue.
Right.
Not everyone has the best of intentions.
Well,
It's all
they're
clickbait.
not dialed in to the consumer isn't dialed into real estate, like you said, till they got to buy or sell.
Right.
So this is what it's like with everything. Have you gone to the doctor lately? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to send you to this specialist.
Right.
It's like, when did this happen? You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
so everything is changing. I think it is technology. I think, too, I don't know how long Zillow's been around where you click the button and they give you to, you know what I'm saying? And I think for a while there, people were just clicking 4 agents at a time.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I want to address that because that is a business. Zillow is a brokerage.
Right.
This is not good or bad. This is not right or wrong. This is a fact.
Yes.
Pardon me. It's important to understand that there are 2 things happening side by side when people are on Zillow. Consumers are looking for a product, and it's the most recognizable name in the real estate.
Realtor.com, too.
Right. And by the way, Zillow gets 4 times more clicks a month than Realtor.com.
Okay.
Okay. So Zillow is literally the most common name of any brokerage or platform in real estate. People go to that.
Yes.
Consumers are going because they think everything is on Zillow.
Correct.
Zillow is also a business, and data is gold.
Yep.
So data from the consumer who says, I want to see 123 Main Street, they push the button because they just want information. Or they just want to see 123 Main Street. Zillow as a business sells that data to 5 agents.
Yes.
Those 2 things are simultaneously happening. They're running parallel to each other. And so agents are looking at that business differently than consumers, and consumers are confused because all they know is, I want to buy or sell. I see a sign in the yard. It may or may not have a picture. They think that that listing being on Zillow is that button tied to that person who actually signed the contract.
Yeah, correct.
And nothing could be further from the truth.
Right.
So that in itself is also set up for us to have conflict.
Agree.
Then clients, with their best of intentions,
Yes.
just keep clicking.
Yeah.
Just keep clicking. Just keep, like Dory.
Because they don't know.
Because they don't know.
Right.
They just, and by the way, they want the information now.
And I don't blame them.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like putting the listing pictures behind a paywall or behind a registration wall.
Yeah.
It's all a business. So we have this opportunity with consumers to say, okay, if you're going to search for properties and you're going to go on Zillow, let's find other ways to market the property so that as an agent, I capture the business, but I also find ways to educate the client. Does that make sense?
It does, because you want to, like you said, you want to capture that business, but they are almost selling the business to other agents.
They most certainly are selling the business to other agents. And it goes back to the question we were talking about earlier. Experience and being a good agent doesn't equal volume.
Right.
Paying a significant amount for leads or business as a revenue stream does not equal a good representation. I'm not saying that people who buy leads are bad realtors. What I'm saying is it's just not the same.
Right.
So it's interesting to me when I look at the consumer behavior versus our ability to adapt to that consumer behavior, I don't think it's a problem we'll ever solve, right? It's not a math equation that has a solution. It just is.
Well, because things are shaking up a little bit too.
They're always shaking up. And, I look at even what's happened in the last couple of months. And by the way, can I disclaimer, all of these views are mine and not my brokerage's. All of these views are mine and not NAR.
Right.
And not the local MLS.
MLS.
Okay.
Correct.
Make sure that stays in the
We
edit.
do have that at the bottom of the podcast too. Yeah. Yeah.
However, conceptually, when you think about consumers' access to the free market of the MLS and how we operate has changed and is always changing.
Correct.
That does affect the consumer.
It does.
Because the MLS is the only open market with the best access for every consumer to see every property, which feeds to Zillow and all of the other sites.
Yes.
Truly a realtor.
There's how many other sites? Like,
oh my God, hundreds.
Yeah.
Because
and it'll shoot it out to every one of them.
And all brokerages have their own feeds, and it all is fed from one source, which is the MLS, which is the open market.
Which is your local place.
Yes.
We have a car here, Cedar Rapids area realtors.
Yeah.
And you're in that, and then
we have QCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to download our listing, and then they shoot it out.
Yeah, they broadcast it out. And every MLS has different rules.
Yes.
And they have rules against visibility and advertising and all
delayed
of those.
marketing.
And delayed marketing. And so all of that affects the consumer, and all of that is changing all of the time.
Yes.
All of the time. And since the Sitzer-Burnett lawsuit a few years ago, which significantly shifted the industry, transparency is the most important thing that we could be providing to all clients, to the public. That has always been there, by the way.
Correct.
It has always been the case. Commissions have always been negotiable. How we discuss it has shifted.
Yeah.
And I think it's for the betterment of all of us.
Yes.
Because it's made us dictate our value at a much better rate.
And explain.
Oh my gosh.
They deserve to understand how, because they see a certain percentage and then they'll see the check, right?
Yeah.
And, they need to know that doesn't go in my pocket.
Well, here's the thing. Most importantly, when you can provide enough value to your client, the price won't matter.
Exactly. Yes.
So what you charge or what they pay isn't really the best or first conversation.
No.
The real conversation around buying and selling is, what do you need? What do you want? How can I solve your problem? How can I give you and meet you with resources, technology, and solution? And will that get you to the end result that you are looking for, Mr. Buyer or Mr. and Mrs. Seller?
Right.
And when I do that for you, I will earn revenue for my business.
Exactly.
And the cost of that is this.
Yeah.
Would you like to hire me?
Yeah.
And then they get to say yes or no or maybe.
Right.
And then they could say to you, I'd really like to pay less for that. And you get to decide as the business owner, what are you willing to change in order to accommodate that request? And when you decide to change what you offer, which typically will mean you need to reduce the service, you can then reduce the fee. And if that's a win for you, awesome.
Yeah.
If that's a win for the client, awesome. If it's not, then everybody gets to decide we're not going to do business together.
Correct. And that's okay. That's okay for them to say
okay.
no. That's okay for you to say no.
That's right.
Because I also know myself enough that if I can't do full service, that I have trouble with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm going to do full service anyway. It's in our DNA. So,
And by the way, do you get to walk into McDonald's and say you're only a little bit hungry?
no.
So I'd like to pay a little less for the quarter pounder? You don't.
Or a doctor saying,
Right.
I only want you to look at half of me.
Right. Right?
I thought it was funny.
You don't get to do it, right?
No,
You don't get
no.
to do that. And so, that's just part of our industry. And the thing that we have to, again, because of all of the shifting in the industry, we have the obligation and responsibility to educate and show our value. And when we can't do that, we don't get hired.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best explanations I've had.
Thank you.
Just well, it is, and it's such a weird industry on how we get paid anyway. Like it
Literally.
just is, because we don't get paid till you close. So we could show 50 houses and never get paid with a client. So that has to be a factor as well.
Yeah. I mean, we are, I think, the only service industry that is 100% commission when service is rendered at the
And
very
done.
end.
Yeah, and done.
So we don't have a guarantee.
No,
And sometimes it just falls apart for reasons outside of our control.
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But that also makes us a really special industry, I think.
It does, and it's not for the faint-hearted.
No, girl.
And
Because there are many times where I'm like, I would do great giving out stickers at Walmart.
yes, absolutely.
Like, I would nail that
yes,
every day.
Yes,
And I might smile doing that.
but you'll get your sticker.
But you will get your sticker.
What do you think about this estimate?
It is the best and biggest lie told on the internet.
Girl, it's about to get hot in
I know.
here.
No, you know what? Here's what it does. I don't mind it because it puts consumers in a place where they feel like they have control, but it also gives a false sense of security to consumers
yeah.
because it doesn't know location really. It doesn't know condition at all. It doesn't know what upgrades that you've done. It's just an algorithm of data.
It's AI.
That's
It's
aggregated.
AI doing it. And
Yes.
they're also, I noticed, putting like fire hazard property, flood hazard, they're kind of rating you on that
Yeah.
without really having boots on the ground.
Okay, also, let's put in perspective. The Zestimate is the best offer you will find on the internet for you to for them to capture your information. It is the best lead tool out there.
Because you're going to go on there and see what your house is worth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you won't even think twice about it, by the way.
No.
You will not even pause.
So once you go on there, they've got your name, your phone number, your email.
And they're following your activities
Yeah.
and your interests. And now all of a sudden you're thinking, like you literally think about, oh, I wonder what a new front door would be. And then there's a Lowe's ad about front doors.
Isn't that weird?
Right?
It's true.
I definitely believe that there's like witchery and witchcraft
I
happening
know.
in the back of social media.
I know.
But that's truly what it does, right? It's their ability to capture you very easily, very quickly at a very low cost, sell your information to all their ancillaries and their agents,
Yep.
and drive revenue.
Yes.
This is when I say two things are happening at the same time. Consumers have a problem that they want solved. All of us have a service with a solution.
Yeah. And that's why you get the text that says, we want to look at the 6-bedroom house because it popped up on the...
Yes, right?
And they're thinking, well, maybe we could do the 6-bedroom.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, let me just go see how much a mortgage would be. And then they put their information in and it's sold to 5 lending companies.
Yes. Which they don't include your taxes and they don't include your insurance. So that is not your payment.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And a lot of people don't realize that either.
This is why a realtor is so important, because consumers have the best of intentions, but they don't understand a process that they do once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime,
Yeah.
maybe 3 times in a lifetime. The average person is likely going to move maybe 3 times.
Right.
So expecting them to be an expert in all of the changes and shifts that happen in our industry when technology is just throwing information at them and they just are clicking. Just keep clicking. Just keep clicking.
Right. Well, they're overwhelmed. I know if I get on and I want to go look at, I'm going to a wedding, we have to wear cocktail dresses. You get absolutely bombarded with 50 advertisements for cocktail dresses. And pretty soon you just shut down.
Well, imagine then you call your stylist.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I'm going to this event and I want to look like this and feel like this, and this is my body style. Can you go find me 5 options? And here's my budget, and I already have the room on my debit card or my credit card or Afterpay, because I'm going to do 15 payments with Klarna.
There's that. We talked about that. Yeah.
Whatever that is. So then you call the stylist, right? And then the stylist goes out and takes everything that you say and they come back with 5 options. And then you make a decision because that stylist solved the problem without all the headache.
Yes.
This is why you need a realtor.
100%. Yes.
We navigate the waters of the industry. You don't have to care about laws and rules and all of the things because we're doing that for you. You don't need to worry about if the seller's telling the truth about water in the basement only when it rains twice on Thursday.
Correct.
We worry about that for you. We have mechanisms in place to try to help protect you.
Yes.
You don't want to look at 4,000 houses? Don't worry, I will do it for you.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to tell me what you like and what you don't like and what you can afford and where you want to be?
Yeah.
Let me do the heavy lifting so that I can try to alleviate the pressure of this process, which typically is coming from a life event.
Correct. Divorce, diapers, death.
And diamonds.
In diamonds, you better believe it.
Yeah. And that's why we're so important.
Yes. Yeah. No, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
That's why your realtor needs to listen to you.
Oh my gosh.
And understand you and your situation.
And the choir said amen.
Yes.
And going back to what you said at the beginning, like quantity is not necessarily the best thing for a realtor, right? You want the person that's going to listen to you, that's going to pay attention, who has enough time and care to do what you need them to do.
Yeah.
You know, take that extra time, interview that second, third, fourth realtor, find the right one for you.
You know you have a good realtor when they send you a property that you don't want to look at. It's because they've listened to you.
Exactly.
And they scoured the world.
Yes.
And they found it. And they are begging you.
Yeah.
Just walk in.
Just come on.
Just walk in.
Let's give her a try.
Just give her a whirl. Try her on.
Yeah.
Spin
I've had
her on
that
the
happen
block.
a few times.
And then they walk in and you just wait because you know it's coming. And they're like,
Gee, I guess this is good.
my couch might fit over there. Do you think maybe? Yeah, I don't. And then you're like, I told you. I told you.
It's so true.
That's how you know they're listening.
Yeah.
That is the piece right there. That's the care and the concern and the time that we take to meet your needs.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah. No, that is 100 spot on. Spot on. You nailed it.
Spot on.
Really quickly before you move on to your next questions, as the media guy, I want to make sure we put a name to the magic stuff we were talking about on the internet before because people don't always know that.
Okay.
So
I like that.
It's called retargeting. That's the big thing, right?
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because it's magic. We don't need to give it a name.
Well, it feels like that because you feel like, if I go to Zillow but I don't put in my email address, I'm going to be fine. No, that's not how it works.
No.
That you know, if you put in your email address, you're going to get emails. But if you even go to that website, if you accept those cookies, I don't know if people know what cookies even are, but they see that word out there.
Pops up on the bottom.
Yep. They then have your information, your browser information, your IP address,
what you like.
Stuff. Yep. And they will follow you. They'll put a little pixel on you. That's what the term is pixel. And they'll follow you to other websites. They'll see the stuff you're looking at, and then they'll serve you those ads.
Absolutely.
Right? And they'll stay in front of you. And they'll bring you back, and like you're in their system then. So it's not always a bad thing. It's not always a malicious thing,
right?
But you should be aware of it when you're online, and anybody can do that.
Yeah,
the best do that. because it's all tied to interest.
Right.
So yeah, I thank you for that.
Well, it can be a good thing, to your point.
Absolutely.
It's that idea of, give me 5 options, right? Serve me things that matter to me.
That's right.
It's all algorithm and building your space, your ecosystem online for yourself. But it also can be a lot, and it also can be a negative thing. So
absolutely.
Yes, when you're getting bombarded.
It's confusing.
It is confusing.
Because not everyone is dialed into what this journey that they've now embarked on, which is I think I want to buy or sell my house. Yeah. It's a whole new chapter.
It is. It is. And before, you don't just all of a sudden go, hey, we need a new house. It starts about, I don't know, a year, 6 months prior.
When you outgrow one room.
Yes.
Is when it starts. When you can't find anywhere else for the toys to go.
Exactly.
Or your husband is like, I need a new truck and I don't think it'll fit in the garage.
Yes.
Or now you're in the driveway.
Yeah.
And the truck is in the garage. That's when it starts. I'm not speaking from experience at all.
Oh, I am.
I'm just saying a friend told me.
Yeah, right.
That might have happened.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's
but
when
it's
it happens.
True. So you don't start. Mike and I have been in our house 15 years. We didn't have all this technology. We went to open houses.
Yeah.
And really kind of, do we like that? Do we not? And that was great. It kind of became our hobby.
I think that open houses are the most slept on service that you could provide to people. I think it is so amazing. By the way, you and I probably agree on this. When you walk into a home, you just know.
Yeah. We bought ours in 10 minutes.
Yeah. There's something about the threshold. When you cross the threshold.
Yeah.
And it's a super solid home and your feet hit it just right. And you're like, yeah.
Yep.
This
100%.
This is strong. I feel good bones. There's a strong foundation.
Yes.
It's got good energy. It's whatever it is that you believe in, it reveals itself.
Yeah.
And then you go into homes and you're like, I will meet you outside.
100%.
I'm not doing this.
No.
I've had people not even go through the door.
Yeah.
Because you just know. So you can get
We didn't get out of the car.
No. You can get those feelings from open houses.
That's true.
Also, when you're doing showings with properties during the day, most people are working. So when you drive the neighborhood, it's a different neighborhood than it is at night or on the weekends.
Yes. Do you tell your clients to go?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, because by the way, I don't need to drag you to 15 places.
Right.
I want to take you to the places that you might make a decision on.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if like the house is by a school and the traffic, summertime. It's like, okay, there's no kids in school right now, but these streets are lined with cars, or.
My God.
Yeah. Just things that you kind of make your client aware of.
Because they're not thinking about it.
No, and that's not their job. That's yours.
And imagine having clients that they aren't aware of a high school schedule because their life isn't built that way.
Exactly.
And then they buy a house by the high school and they're trapped in their house every day from 3 to 4.
Yes.
Because they can't get out.
Correct. Yeah.
Those are some angry clients.
Yes, they are. And there's teeny boppers parking in front of their yard.
Right. So, it's important to understand. I also believe very strongly you always should lay eyes on the neighborhood and a house. It just gives you a really good feel.
I tell my clients, look at your neighbor's yard or look at the yards around. If they're nice and mowed. There's no weeds. There's no, you're in a neighborhood that they take care of things.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And, listing pictures only tell you the story of the house. The open house tells you the story of the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's true.
It's the best way I could put it.
Yeah. No, we had fun. We had fun with them.
Oh, I think they're great.
Where do you think our industry's going in 10 years?
Oh, my goodness. Well,
will it look different shopping for a house? Are we going to be in 3D? Are we going to be able to virtually walk through it like we were?
Yes, and yes. I think all those things will happen.
Yeah.
I think that I think all those things happen right now.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of those are already happening.
They're happening right now. Here's the biggest shift I see in the next 2 to 3 years. How people are finding their agent. is changing. Obviously, most people, like I think it's like the 70% or more people find their agent from a referral.
Correct.
So if you're not minding your database, you're leaving money on the table. That's my nugget for the day. And they're only going to interview one agent. Let's be honest. They're going to get a referral. They trust the person who referred them.
Correct.
You're going to go win the listing, win the buyer. Awesome. Perfect. However, the days of Google as a search engine being the answer of all questions is gone. People are using Instagram, AI, YouTube, Chat, Gemini, all these platforms to find out what's the best choice for whatever question they're asking. Before, you would go on Google and say, hey, where's the best hamburger on Williams Boulevard in Cedar Rapids? And Google would search the web and it would look for all the keywords and the photos and maybe a Yelp listing. And it would say, based on the quantity of things, this must be the best burger joint and serve it to you. Now, because of SEO and GEO, which is generative engine optimization, people are going into AI and saying, hey, I need a buyer's agent because I want to buy a house, but I only want to work with women who have kids because I want someone to identify with me and what I go through. That's literally what they put in. And as their prompt. And then AI searches the web and looks for a number of things. They're looking at YouTube, Instagram, your reels, your videos, your SEO, your GEO, and they're saying, based on the number of times, ratings, reviews that Lisa got, Lisa must be one of the top 3 people you should work with.
And I have 2 kids.
Right. So
no, it's true.
How we're searching for agents is changing. I believe the number of MLSs will probably shift. How MLSs operate in terms of the rules, I think I would love it to be a little more consistent.
Agree.
So
because we sell in different communities.
That's right. So I because of the consumer deserves to have the same choices everywhere.
Agree.
To be able to compare apples to apples.
Our disclosures are really detailed where like another community is not. I like the more detailed for my clients because, you know.
So I think those types of things will change. I believe that there will probably be still the main 3 websites people will search for actual listings. I believe that business will only grow. I believe that social media will become eventually pay to play.
Yep, I agree.
And that will shift the industry again. And by the way, it will shift every industry. So as we progress in technology and what's easily and readily available to consumers, I believe will shift behind a lot of paywalls. And that is unfortunate.
It is. It really is.
But if you watch the trend of the history of humankind and marketing, that's usually what happens.
But I also think people are craving connection, and that's why, you know what I mean? That's why I say, ask your friends. Who did they use? Do they trust? Did they do a good job for them? Because I think all of this technology and stuff, I'm already hearing it. People really don't want AI.
Yes.
For certain things. But they don't want a robot running around. They they want human connection. They want people authentic.
That's right.
You know? And so if that does happen, there could be another swing to the good old days.
Well, don't we all believe that everything is just a cycle?
Well, let's hope.
I mean, if you think about the trends in pop culture, the trends of history, the trends of financial decisions and stock market, everything is a cycle.
Yes.
I believe COVID sped everything up, right? Like the trends were already going in that direction, but we could have never imagined we would have a global pandemic where housing skyrockets and people are stuck in their houses. Who would have thought?
Nobody, not in a million years.
So COVID actually accelerated the shifts in pop culture. But I believe the industry will always evolve as it needs to.
Yeah.
I do believe technology will always evolve and grow. I do believe that people also always need human connection, which is why I believe realtors will always have a place. One of our core duties is to be a fiduciary with our clients and help them make decisions that are in their best interest for the largest asset that they probably will ever have. Real estate is probably one of the best investments you can ever make.
Agree.
In a lifetime.
Yeah.
You have to have people who understand the industry to help you make good decisions, just like you do in every other investment opportunity.
Yes. And industry. You want to go to a financial planner that is practicing. That knows the technology. He knows you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do think there will always be a place for it. I do kind of wish they'd raise the threshold a little bit on the entry level, but you know what I mean? I mean, when I went through school, and you get into it and you're like, that really didn't service me. I mean, that really didn't, you know. That's why I take your classes, honey.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Here's the way I look at it. By the way, I believe in unicorns and rainbows.
I love that.
Which is why I'm a team leader. I'm a cheerleader. Yeah. I got to do it.
You're optimistic. We're going to make her take the 16 personalities test.
My KPA says that I am super optimistic, and it's a detriment to me sometimes. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation that we need therapy for. Couch, the whole bit.
Oh, God.
Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about.
Another hour.
Yeah. The threshold to entry. Real estate has the lowest barrier of entry into this industry with the highest financial return opportunity.
Yes.
I also believe that I want to give every person who wants to be in real estate an opportunity to reinvent themselves like someone gave the opportunity to me.
I agree.
What you do with this industry is up to you.
Yes.
And for those that want to work themselves out of the business, it just frees up their clients for me to work with.
Agree. Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Well, I like that. Do you think, though, with that being said, that it can lower the bar a little bit?
I would agree with that. And that's why I just tell agents, be better about getting into your database, meeting people, having conversations, educate the public. Like what you're doing with this podcast. How many other people are actually out there talking about why it's important to have a professional and what is it to look for in a professional?
Right.
Because, by the way, if you were to give me advice on a financial planner, I would listen because my money is important to me.
Yes.
And so people should listen about the biggest asset they have, which is their property.
Agree.
There are always going to be bad actors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always.
That's every industry.
Their job is to make us look amazing.
Well, true story.
So again, the cheerleader in me says, I would hope that they work themselves out of the business. I would hope they would learn along the way and get better at what they do. What I don't love about that scenario is, did the client get the best representation?
Yeah.
Right? This is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's a big, big deal. And so educating the public to hire the people that will do the best for them, not who answered the phone the fastest.
Yes, 100%.
No disrespect to
none
any of the agents who use lead tools like paid leads.
I did for a while.
I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think there's a place for it.
Yeah.
And when we receive the lead, we have to earn the business.
100%.
That is where that's the hill I will die on.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And that is not going to change in 10 years.
Oh, absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, people need to be treated well.
Yeah.
You need to answer your phone.
Yes.
Do the activities. Repeat.
Yeah. 100%.
That's what it is.
No, it is. All right, we're going to do rapid fire.
Oh, God, I didn't prepare for this. So this
You're
is going
okay.
to be interesting.
That's what makes it good, girlfriend.
Okay, here we go.
All right. What is the one home improvement that typically adds the most value before selling?
Kitchens.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, kitchens are the heart of the home. You know, having a functional, beautiful, updated kitchen is the upgrade that will return the value for you over time. It's also the thing that buyers are looking for that mostly can't afford to do on their own.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a very big deal.
Yeah, I agree with that. What is the one thing buyers should never skip during the home buying process?
Inspections.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, and not your dad's inspection.
No, you got to hire a professional.
Yeah. You need to see the things you need to see because, by the way, we don't walk the roof when we show you the property.
Well, it's not our lane.
It's not our lane.
You know, I never.
Yeah.
No, we don't cross that lane.
That's
because, I don't want to be an inspector.
Yeah, me either. But I'm also not climbing under the front porch.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm just not doing. Obviously, I can't, but I also wouldn't.
No.
It's an important piece because you test drive a car.
Exactly. Right.
Why wouldn't you get an inspection?
Yeah.
And if you can't afford an inspection, then let's have a different conversation around affordability.
Yeah. Inspections will cost you about $8,000 to $1,000.
Yeah.
Depends on what you
Depends on what you do.
But so vitally important.
I had a couple that did an inspection on a property they were buying in Illinois, and they did a radon inspection, and it came back level 45.
Ooh, ouch.
And you have to mitigate at 4.
Right. Yeah.
Like imagine if they would have let cost be the barrier.
Right. Yeah.
Or time.
Mm-hmm. And they probably were having, like, their basement was finished.
Yes.
Where they would be down there.
Yes.
And yeah.
And they were in a position where this was the house for 25 years.
Wow.
That's how they were like, this is our 25-year house.
Yeah.
And I literally had to call the inspector to make sure there wasn't a typo.
I bet.
And I was like, I think I don't know how to read this report.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you read it right. And I was like, oh, okay, we're on that immediately.
Were the sellers living in that house? Are they okay?
That's what,
that's what
I was going to ask.
Did you see a doctor?
I know.
Literally, thankfully, the agent on the other side is an amazing human being. Oh. And they had moved out right after to get to their next property.
Okay.
And he was like, I have to call them immediately. And I was like, I called you immediately.
Wow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty high. What is the one thing homeowners should do every year to protect the value of their home?
Maintenance.
Yeah.
Deferred maintenance will cost you more than the actual live maintenance.
Yeah.
You can walk into any property and know when there's been nothing done.
Yeah.
You know, it's
true.
I also realized that not everyone knows how to do maintenance. So as an agent, wow, what an opportunity for you to teach and share and give resources and do workshops or whatever it is to do regular maintenance. Sometimes people aren't handy.
Right.
Sometimes they've never owned a home before.
They're not able.
Sometimes they come from a family that has never owned a home before.
Correct.
And so it's always been the landlord's responsibility.
Yeah.
All of those things are opportunities.
Yeah. And as your listing agent, it's our job to tell you.
That's right.
You know, it's a hard conversation, but we got to tell you.
We gotta.
What's the first thing you notice when you walk into a home that tells you whether it will sell quickly or not?
The way it smells.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's true.
Showing a property is so much more than what you can see. It's what you hear. It's what you see. It's what you feel. It's what you smell.
Yeah.
And if people are turned off by the smell, they literally are dropping this house from consideration.
It's very true.
Yeah.
And there is remedies you can do, but sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't.
The other factor, quite frankly, isn't always the property, it's the sellers.
Okay.
Because, you know, they can be difficult.
Absolutely.
And I've worked with agents who have had sellers who want to sell the property who don't act like it.
Yes. Oh, I've had sellers, and I was the listing agent. And he called me 6 months later and apologized.
Yeah.
You know?
And by the way, we always have to understand that all of that conflict has nothing to do with us.
No.
It's everything to do with what they're going through.
He did not want to leave his house.
Yeah. It's whatever they're going through.
Yeah.
We just get to be the dog they kick.
That's exactly right. And, we also have to be, I guess, put on our big girl pants and say, okay, I know where that's coming from.
Also, it's fun. Like it's kind of, I take it as a challenge. Like if you are going to give me a hard time, I'm going to give it back to you.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're doing it in a way that you have figured out really quickly that I've got your number.
Yeah. They respond good to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And sometimes, I say this with all the love and respect, it might be older couples or older people that don't want to leave their home.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so we have to be very sensitive
to
a lifetime of memories and honor all of that and help them be more comfortable in this transition, because it isn't about a property.
No.
This is a transition of independence.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And who else but realtors can understand how to go between that property and a first-time home buyer and a divorced couple and an estate with 17 heirs. They all have to sign.
Yes.
Who can do that? Nobody but us.
We are the glue.
We are the glue. We are the solution. We are the question. We are the answer. We are everything. We do it all.
Yep.
And most of the time, we don't even tell you we did it.
That's exactly right. We're the ones that don't sleep at night.
Amen.
So with that, how do people get a hold of you?
Literally, you can just show up. But social media, honestly, you're going to find out really quickly that I love only a couple things in my life. Sometimes my husband, like 5 days a week. My 3 grown kids, my 4 grandkids, and my 3 dogs. That's what I talk about on social media and real estate. Yeah. So you can find me on social media. Just search Facebook.
Instagram.
Yeah, just my name, Delia Dreifurst. Okay. Or at the Keller Williams site is another place. But honestly, I love connecting with people, and I love connecting with potential home buyers and sellers. But mostly I love connecting with real estate agents and helping them understand what they can do to build their lives and their businesses and systems. And my brain just works that way. And I truly, truly love it. And I hope to connect. Thank you.
And thank you for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
To come and do this. Yeah, it really means a lot. It was an excellent hour and 19 minutes.
Thank you. Well, I am very honored to be here, and I appreciate you thinking of me and inviting me to be here today.
Absolutely. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Addressing the Corridor. New episodes drop the first Monday of each month, so be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you find your podcasts. You can also find updates about the podcasts, as well as local real estate at crrealtor.com, or find me on social media platforms under the name Lisa Coots Schooley. That's Lisa, Coots, Schooley. Finally, whether you are buying, selling, or just real estate curious, remember, I'm here to help you make confident, informed decisions, one address at a time.